Hello, this is another episode of the CGC show, and we are coming to you live from the headquarters of the Association of African Universities here in Accra, Ghana. Do follow us on our social media platforms at AAU_TV on Twitter, Association of African Universities on Facebook and YouTube, and at AAU TV Official to join in the discussion. Today, we will be discussing fashion designing as a career path, and my guests are already seated here, but I'll introduce them after the break. This is the CGC show on AAU TV. My name is ADDAE. We'll be right back.
One of the universities set up in our pre-independence era, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Our international reputation has and continues to soar as a reference point in matters of science and technology, research and education. We believe that the future belongs to those who have sound technology acumen.
I love USD.
I love KNUST.
Welcome back. If you just tuned in, this is the CGC show on AAU TV. AAU TV is the voice of higher education. We will be discussing fashion designing as a career path, and my guests are in the persons of Mr. Felix YARTEY and Mrs. Radiant ADDAE. Welcome on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for making time.
Thank you for having us.
I know you both are fashion designers, and you are here to help us delve into fashion designing as a career path. Tell me, Mrs. ADDAE, how did it all start off for you?
Okay. I'm Mrs. ADDAE, and then a fashion designer. I own the brand Radiant Jackson Apparel.
Okay.
I'm the creative director for the brand. My interest for fashion started way long in about when I was 6 years.
Okay.
Yes, it's a funny story though, but then there was this chick around my hood who didn't have feathers.
Okay.
And then whenever the weather goes cold, I wonder how they are faring. So one day I just walked into a seamstress's shop, then I got pieces, then I made some shirts for the chicks and then the hen.
Really?
Because I felt like they were too feverish and then they were too vulnerable for the weather. So the only thing I could do was to do that. Then way after that act, I caught myself learning how to sew. Though with time, I didn't want to be a seamstress because that is what they were saying, that whenever you sew, you're a seamstress.
Yeah.
But I had a higher calling. I said, no, I just don't want to be addressed as a seamstress. So I went to learn fashion designing for like 6 months.
Okay.
Then I enrolled into a university just to have the title, the designer.
Oh, okay.
So that is how it all happened.
So you went to the uni to do fashion designing.
Yeah.
So you have a degree
Yeah.
in fashion design.
Yes.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
Felix.
Yes, my name is Felix, owner of Barima Public.
Okay.
Yes. On my part, the story is I told friends that I wanted to learn this trade, that is tailoring, and then it ended as...
And when did you decide
Okay,
to learn?
so it was in high school.
Okay.
Yes, so I told them that after high school, I'll surely learn this trade. Any which ways, I was a science student back then. I didn't do the visual arts and all.
Wow.
So the aspiration was quite different. Like doing science, the mindset for you even entering the science class shouldn't be wanting to learn how to sew or something.
Definitely.
But visual arts or some other course would have been preferable to that. But then how it ended was fine. I've told you. You challenged me that, okay, I couldn't do. And then after school, I just needed to prove you wrong. So fortunately for me, I had a brother who had a designer friend. And then he said, okay, he's cool to train me, but at a fee that was quite affordable. So quickly I went and then I got myself into it. And another fortunate instance was instead of 1 year that I promised my friends I'll be doing, in 6 months I was out of the place.
Oh, then you're really smart.
Yeah.
Because I know sewing is not something really easy.
It's not easy.
And you are a fashion designer, not the normal ones that we know. I don't want to mention any name, but then I think you being a fashion designer and being able to learn it so quickly, that's quite impressive.
Sure.
Should I say congrats?
Yeah.
Thanks.
But share your experience with me. How has it been for you being a fashion designer? How have you dealt with your works? How you get clients, all of that. Okay. How has it been for you?
Just as any challenge in the industry,
yeah.
The entertainers would say there's this challenge in some other fields. Some professions are also ours is also as well. So it's not been easy. We started, let me say, professionally 5 years.
Wow.
Yes, and yes, come March next month will be 5 years.
Wow.
That's professionally. So we've been in existence, dealing with clients. Some of the times disappointments come our way. Like, you know, the thing with yes, that one, I tell you, until you are really solid, you wouldn't say you satisfy or understand. Doctors even kill. So that is it. We try our means possible best to get people on board, sometimes personally, and then the best medium I advertise is one-on-one, meeting you and telling you. So as I'm here, I'm sure I would get you a client. Probably by the time I move out of here, I have my tape measure with me. I can assure you I'll take a measurement before I leave.
Mrs. ADDAE, I'm not sure you're like him. He doesn't meet deadlines. Do you meet deadlines?
Yes,
You
I
do.
meet.
You try as much as possible.
I try as much as possible.
Because I know a lot of you guys disappoint.
It's not like we intentionally disappoint. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Working has its own advantages and disadvantages. Sometimes you're working and then the machine develops a fault. And then you not being a repairer cannot repair your machine. You have to call in a third person. Okay. And that third person can waste your whole time. Another problem is the ECG. There are so many things that comes along with working. Sometimes you might think that, oh, okay, this person giving me this work, within 2 weeks I'll be able to finish. Then certain things pop up. Sometimes you have, you know, in every organization, we have clients.
Yeah.
You have clients that are here. We have clients that are there. So maybe within the 2 weeks that you've tell the other client that it will be ready, that your app client calls you and tells you, oh, Ray, please, can you do this in like 2 days for me? And because you don't want to disappoint that client, you tend to take that. Then after delivering to that client, you now find yourself wanting to be able to complete the other one. So sometimes it's not like we intentionally say that.
That's something.
Oh, no, you know, it's the truth. It's the truth.
It's unfair because if I am bringing you something, I know definitely you would have clients that have been there for years, but I am new. You should try to do something to keep me.
You see, you can have a client that have been there for years and not create an impact. And you have a client that have been there for like 2 days, 1 week, 1 month, and will create an impact. Yeah. You see, we all work because of l'argent, because of cash. So if I know that I'll do this for this person and earn higher than, why wouldn't I rather do it? And most express comes with extra cash.
Oh, okay.
So you might think that, oh, I'm following the cash. Then in a way, you're rather destroying your brand. So it's not like we intentionally, but these are some of the things that stands in the way of we not meeting our deadlines. But trust me, I meet my deadline. And if I'm not able to meet the deadline, I'll call you either 3 days to the time, 2 days to the time, to let you know that, oh, due to this, that, I won't be able to fulfill my deadlines. So for me, I treat my clients well.
Clearing my part on the disappointment take. This is what I meant.
Okay.
It wouldn't be as if deadlines are not met. Like, it's not a thing of, like, it's not consistent.
Definitely.
You understand? And then this is it. As she's saying, right now, what is happening in my shop is we had an electrical problem yesterday. Yes, and then the ECG came around they had something to do with the meter and they promised to come today to come fix it. So as it stands, I've moved 3 machines. This morning I asked them to move the 4th one, like another one. Move it from my shop to some other place so we can continue. Yes, and then the pieces I have sewing this week are lots. So I have to on time just deliver. So that's how far I've gone. Yesterday through to today. Man hasn't slept and we are here.
So you see, whilst we're talking about ECG and stuff, some of us will be saying, why don't they have generators and all those things to power up? I was thinking
about that.
But you see something. Sometimes it's not about you having a generator.
Okay.
Anything can happen. Whilst you're working, anything can go wrong. We are also human beings. Sometimes you might feel sick. Sometimes you might break down somewhere. So it's not like we are not supernatural beings.
I think I'm now getting to understand you if you hadn't come on. Because sometimes it's so disappointing that you give the person a deadline, the person wouldn't meet it.
Yes, but some of the deadlines and disappointments too. Even the other time I was tackling the same issue, there was a man who sews around my hood. He took people's engagement stuff, and as at a day to the engagement, he's not even made any of their clothes. That's one huge. Is so I even went there and I said, hey, this man, you're supposed to beat him up because you see, it doesn't make sense.
No.
Some of them have genuine reasons for not meeting deadline, and others still don't have genuine reasons. But in my capacity as Radiant Jackson, I'll speak for my brand.
Okay.
That's maybe that. But others, I don't know their problem because there are some of the deadlines that when you hear, you yourself being a fashion designer, you like to step in the foot of the client and then, deal with the other designer. So sometimes it's, I don't know how to put it, but sometimes they are genuine. Other times too, it is their own, would I say, carelessness or?
Sure, it can fall.
I would want to know what exactly is the difference between a fashion designer and a tailor or a seamstress. Because most fashion designers don't like being called seamstresses and tailors. I don't understand. What exactly is the difference?
Do I answer or he has?
You should answer.
Okay.
You're the one speaking.
Okay, so the only difference is that the fashion designers, they design, and then the tailors are sewing, they sew. And also the fashion designers, it's just like you going to school as a doctor, you going to school and then acquiring your certificate to be called a doctor, and then somebody addresses you as a nurse. It gets irritated.
Yeah.
You really get out of, because you really suffered to have that title. So why should I go to university for 4 years, have my certificate, then you address me as a seamstress? How? So the main difference between fashion designer, a designer is a person who is certified. When I say certified, it's not you going to learn a trade and your madam or your boss gives you a certificate at the end of your trade, but it's you being to school. And when you go to school and you educate yourself as a designer, you know so many things that the seamstresses don't even know. And it makes your work so unique. It makes your work so out there, and then you yourself, you're proud of who you are as a designer. So the main difference is one is behind the machine, one designs, and then one sews.
Okay. I'll let you have your take on that, but we'll do that after the break. Please stay tuned, we'll be right back.
4 years ago, like most young people, I was clueless as to what I wanted to do and which institution would help me realize a great career. What better place to pursue this dream than Blue Crest College? With state-of-the-art lecture halls and experienced lecturers, as well as equipped computer labs, Blue Crest is indeed the right starting point. With certificate, diploma and degree programs in information technology, business administration, journalism, oil and gas, Blue Crest is the one-stop institute for everyone who is looking to have a great career. Enroll now. Visit www.bluecrest.edu.gh or call any of the numbers on the screen. Blue Crest College. Education for life.
Welcome back. This is the CGC show on ADDAE TV, and we have been discussing fashion design as a career path. My guests have delved into the issue, and we were talking about why most of fashion designers do not like to be called seamstresses and tailors. Mrs. ADDAE has already given her take, and I would want you, Felix, to also tell me what you think. Why don't you want to be called a tailor?
Okay. Personally, I don't have any issue with someone calling me or anyone who has learned a trade a tailor. I shouldn't say it is awkward to be called that name. Any which ways, having the name a fashion designer makes people see you someone on top. Any which way, for me, I haven't personally enrolled as a fashion designer or fashion student in any uni.
Okay.
But then I am in a uni. You understand? I am a law student in the uni. And
you are?
Yes.
A law student?
Yeah. So coming out as an LLB holder, and then someone seeing me and calling me a tailor, it may seem awkward to someone, but then that is the trade. That is the basic of it. What should a fashion designer know? If you go to school and then there's an objective like this, you should be able to tell that one should be able to sew, should be able to come out with its design, should be able to illustrate and all. You understand? Personal education can get you those broad senses, but then sticking to one thing, like you know how to sew trouser, you know how to sew a top or a dress, and then being in one corner doing your own thing. I think if anybody calls you a seamstress or a tailor, you should take it and not be bored.
That's me. But share your challenging moments with me. Have you ever encountered a client that gave you a really tough time?
Who would say no? Yes, as little as it is, it may seem to someone who had a bigger challenge. I think mine is also as well, and this is what happened. Having to deliver something between Tuesday and Friday, and there were 24 pieces. What I mean is 24 top and downs. And then all of a sudden having an electrical challenge. Doom saw kind of a thing back then. Like noticing that will happen in that week. Normally it is this week in this area, that week in that area. So you could figure out whether like you could do or not. But then it was quite sudden that it dropped on my hood 2 times.
Wow.
And then I had to pack out of the place to go and fix some elsewhere, and then have it delivered to the client. So it was quite challenging, not having to get the good finishing and all, but then we still managed to give those things out. Yeah.
On time?
Yeah. It was delayed though, but it was within the day I had to deliver. So telling you I have to deliver on Friday, don't tell me you said Friday 6 p.m. Friday is not over until 12 midnight.
You know? I like that spirit.
Share your experience with me.
My experience.
What has been your challenging moment?
My challenging moment is when the client is about to fit their outfits. There's this anxiety that moves through you. There's this prayer you say because you just don't want to have any alterations.
Exactly.
You see. So I always go through that because I don't know how to come out of it, but that is it. Even if I've been working for the client for more, like I still go through that challenge. And also the other one is clients who are not polite. You get it. most of the clients I have are polite. They understand when you tell them something. You know, in designing, you have to match the figure type to a particular design. So when your client comes and then you tell them that, I'm sorry, you can have this design based on your body type. They get agitated for no reason. So sometimes they go very rude to speak to you in a rude manner, and other times they walk away. But me, in all that, I let them walk away because I don't want future disrespect.
Yeah.
Because, you know, everybody should be respected at their own office.
Yeah.
We have the saying that a customer is always right. So people abuse that statement. And then I think it's high time we also correct that statement because it's doing a lot of damages to most institutes. So I think that those are my challenges, handling clients, some clients, because most of my clients are recommended. So when they come, they behave. But apart from those that are recommended, those that walk in by themselves, those are the clients that gives you headache. And excuse me to say, those that gives you headache don't have anything to offer. They don't, even the price you take, they can't even pay. Yet they'll come in and give you headache. So sometimes it's challenging when it happens that way. So those are my challenging moments.
You said you're a law student too, Felix.
Yes.
So how do you combine fashion designing and
just like a mother breastfeeding and cooking for, you have two children to cater for.
You can't do that. You can't.
That's how stressful motherhood is.
Okay.
Yes, so a mother has to breastfeed one child and then cook for the other. So that's how I'm managing. I happen to, you see, uni is just like you have been given an appointment to meet.
Yeah.
Okay, come for this 3-hour lecture between this hours and this hour, this 6-hour lecture between this hour and this hour. So you still, and then what helps me is I grew fast, growing fast in business. Like I trained people and I employed people quite fast. So I have the chance to go to school, be in class, and then I have people do. So I come back and then I start a company, and then the work is done.
That's impressive, because it shows that you really care about your clients. You want things to be done.
Sure, it's true.
How do you think the profession is faring in our current world, even in this part of the world?
Okay.
Do you think it's growing fast, or other things are coming up and it's destroying your works and all of that?
All right. So a quick shout out to the one who brought Friday Wear idea.
Okay.
I think the whole booming started from then. So Friday Wear.
Mrs. ADDAE is nodding,
and then
I'm sure.
It brought us, fine. People were still sewing. There were tailors who were doing suits and selling at prices that any person into luxury would buy before even the launch of that Friday Wear idea. But then what it brought was, the change it brought was the middle class and those down there all saw the need to wear something African, something made by a tailor.
Yeah.
So it is custom made. Now this is it. Instead of going to buy a shirt, let's say in a boutique or in town, that I would have to come and alter it, sending it to a good tailor to sew it for me once, and then like with my measurement, having it made for me the way I want it was something that people preferred, and then that was it. And then this is another thing. It's an industry that is growing, fast growing in this part of the world, unlike the Western world where they have even overproduced clothes. Like go to shops and there are shops they sell four for £1. 4 shirts for £1. Yes, so overproduced stuff. But here, there's nothing like shortage anyways, but we don't have those industries which are mass producing stuff. Yeah. So they are not there. And then people who have taken the lead or have taken the step to learn a trade as tailoring or advanced as fashion designers who are really serious about the work are making good ends out of that. So that's it. It's quite good now.
Let me come to you, Mrs. ADDAE. Going back to fashion designers and then tailors and seamstresses. So when you go to a seamstress, let's say I'm a lady, I go to a seamstress and I give her my style. I show her how I want her to sew my dress for me. She's able to picture it and then she gets it. She doesn't really design it, but then she's able to get it. Can't you call that person to a fashion designer?
You know, you can't call that person a fashion designer. The person is a seamstress.
Okay.
You get it. Seamstresses were way back. Let's say in the oldies, is it 60s? They were all there. Okay. And then they produced more clothes and all that, but they stayed in their lane as seamstresses. And then with time, it evolved. And then we started having designers coming in. So when you go to, let's say, the Western world, when you say you're a designer, they expect something extraordinary from you. And most of the things, the fashion trends that comes out are all predicted by fashion designers. You get it? Which seamstress will go and predict a design before it comes out? You get it? So though we have trend predictors that predicts whatever will come, it's the fashion designers that works with the inspiration to give you that unique and then quality thing that you see on the streets. The seamstress has is just to watch, okay, what she's wearing, I want the same thing, just to do a photocopy for you. But the designer comes out with different concepts, different ideas. When you watch movies, the video clips and all those things, they have their own concepts. When you go and tell a seamstress, Mikoye, can I speak to you? Mikoye, blah and blah and blah. And say, the seamstress will do something that you would not even imagine. But the moment you tell the fashion designer, they'll put it down on a paper, draw it for you to have a fair idea of what you actually want. In designing, we have processes. You come up with an inspiration, you do your idea development, then you wear it on the figure for your client to know exactly what you produce. But the seamstress don't have that chance. So the chances of she giving the client her or his satisfaction is low. For instance, having to be into a seamstress that you tell the person, I want this, I want that. And by the time you realize it's something else. Different. Totally different. But when you go to a fashion designer, she or he will take his time or her time, draw it, put it down. This is what you said you wanted. Have I satisfied your... Then, if it's yes, you say yes. If it's no, oh no, I don't want this side to be like this. Can you change this side? Then that we are communicating. But if you tell me something to do and I just imagine and I do it for you, and you come and you're not okay with it. You get it? So a seamstress is a seamstress. I'm not downplaying anyone. You can call me a seamstress. I don't care.
Definitely.
But I'm just making the difference clear.
Yes. All right. Felix, I would want you to ask you just one question. Right. What is attracting the males to join in the industry right now?
To join in the industry?
Yes.
Having been fashion designer?
Yes.
I think they were leading far before.
Really?
Yes, you just didn't know. The bigger brands, even back then in Ghana here alone, were all male-owned brands.
I see.
Yes.
But there's this notion too that most male fashion designers are gay.
Are gay? Yes. No, I don't know. You guys done more things and cool to be gay. Yes.
We'll leave this for another discussion sometime. But thank you guys so much for coming, for making time to come and discuss this with us. And thank you too for tuning in. If you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, you can leave them on our social media platforms at AU_TV on Twitter, Association of African Universities on Facebook and YouTube, and at AAU TV Official. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is ADDAE, and enjoy the rest of our programs.